against Israel as they are bombarding Gaza, fighting Hamas. I want you to listen to this very man. Listen to this man's voice and know why Israel are not leaving any stone unturned. They are not giving any chances. And I will be back.
The wall of Islam is now going to rise up, and all these governments are going to be swept away. And authentic governments representing the Muslim masses will now emerge. And therefore the Jews are going to have their throats cut. This is going to be the most dangerous moment in the entire life of the world of Jews. The media will portray it. If we don't do something, we will all be slaughtered by these Muslim fanatics. Yeah? I tell you, this will be drama worthy of Hollywood when it comes. Huh? They must be hating me now for revealing their secrets. It is in this scenario that Israel will say, we have to do something. If we just sit here and do nothing, the state of Israel will be destroyed and the Jews will all be slaughtered. What can we do? They call it a preemptive strike. A preemptive strike. But it won't be a preemptive strike. It will be the most dazzling display of the magnificent application of state-of-the-art military technology that will leave even Uncle Sam in the backyard. A war like Uncle Sam has never seen and could never wage. That is what Israel is going to wage. Do they have the technology? I believe they have technology that even Uncle Sam doesn't have. It will be a lightning strike. Israel has to put on this magnificent display of military power and state-of-the-art technology beyond anything else that the world has ever known, in order for Israel to impress upon mankind the validity of its credentials that is now going to become the new ruling state in the world. Before Fahad could even blink, the Israelis have taken over the Saudi oil fields and the Iraqi and the Kuwaiti oil fields. The United States, of course, will make some noise, and Britain will make some noise, but will they send troops? No, of course not. The United Nations Security Council is now going to be used by the rest of the world, particularly Uncle Europe, and Uncle Japan, and the rest of the world. They will take the United Nations and seek to use the United Nations now to do something about this. Collective action to force Israel to withdraw. Because if Israel does not withdraw, Europe is going to be choked. Japan is going to be choked. And as the United Nations is now being used for the first time in its history, an attempt is being made to use the United Nations effectively by the rest of the world, I anticipate that the United States Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives will now pass resolutions forcing the US government to withdraw from the United Nations. And as soon as the United States withdraws from the United Nations can no longer sit down in New York, pack up and move. So in the same way that the League of Nations collapsed, the United Nations now collapses. United Nations cannot be relocated anywhere else. No. Because the United States is the ruling state in the world. The League of Nations collapsed because the United States was not in the League of Nations. That's why the League of Nations collapsed. And so the United Nations cannot be relocated anywhere. No, it can't take it to Geneva. It's not going to work. And so Israel gets to hold on to the fruits of a naked aggression. And Israel takes control of the oil of the Middle East. It may be that it will...
See, it is only three that will hear that they want to chop it down, they want to cut it down, and it will remain where it is. Even an animal do perceive or do sense when they're about to, the animal will begin to run helter-skelter. The animal will begin to keep distance from home, let alone human being. The question is, why this hatred on Israel? Why is Israel being hated this way? Mostly by their surrounding neighbors, the Arab nations. Why do they hate Israel? Why do they want to clear Israel? What is the crime of Israel? Now, the reason why Israel is doing whatever they are doing, building their arms, equipping themselves, a plan is in motion to see a way that will eradicate, just to wipe out the Jewish nation. Question is, why? You have heard what this man said, that they will be hating him now because he is revealing what has been discussed, what has been said. But you know that Israel are not keeping quiet. Israel, they are not sleeping. And the question is, why the hatred? It's not their fault that they are occupying the place where they are occupying today. The book founded them. Israel, the book founded Israel. And that's how they got to where they are today.